We're going to be talking about order of operations with PEMDAS. PEMDAS, what does that mean? Who remembers? And pause the video if you don't remember. Now, what PEMDAS is referring to is the order of operations. PEMDAS stands for parentheses, exponents, so 2 to the third, right? That's this part. Multiplication and division. Notice, and it's important that we know that multiplication does not have to come first. Multiplication does not have to come first. Then addition and subtraction. So multiplication and division. And then addition and subtraction. So keeping in mind that addition does not have to come first. Multiplication and division and addition and subtraction are both done left to right. That's really, really important for us, that they're done left to right. So we've got these problems that you have glued into your notebook. We're only going to do the first 4 together, but I'll have the rest of them up on the video for you to copy in case you want it. I'll give you further instructions after we do the first 4 together. So take a look at A and B. Notice, what's the only difference between them? Good, hopefully you said parentheses on A and no parentheses on B. So we know that what's getting squared is actually the only big difference. But it's going to have a really big difference in the outcome of the problem. So when we do this problem, what's being squared on A is the parentheses. So we have to have -4 in parentheses times -4 in parentheses. And so -4 times -4, same sign, positive, gives us a 16 plus 10 times 2. Now we're ready for the multiplication step, left to right, 16 plus 20. And now we're ready for addition. 16 plus 20 is 36. Now, how is the letter B going to be different? Well, what's getting squared is different. So we're going to have a negative on the outside and then a 4 times a 4 on the inside. So that changes the whole process. That changes what the whole outcome is going to be. Because instead of a positive 16, we're going to have a negative 16. And of course, the 10 times 2 sticks around just like it did before. So now this is negative 16 plus 20. And we know from the add wrap that negative 16 plus 20, same sign add, different sign subtract. So 20 minus 16 is 4. Keep the sign of the bigger one. Which one's bigger? Which one's bigger? Good, the 20 is the bigger one. So that one's going to be bigger. So it's going to stay positive 4. Good. All right, let's take a look at C. So we're looking at both C and D here. Notice the difference between C and D. What's the difference? The parentheses. So that changes the order of operations, right? Because parentheses comes first. So the difference between C and D is that C, we're going to do the parentheses first. D, we're going to do the exponent first. So let's do C together. And see what we get. Yes, I totally went there. So we know that 5 times 3 is 15. And that's inside the parentheses squared, plus 8. And for those of you who don't know what 15 squared is, that's okay. 15 times 15, that's what that is. 15 times 15 plus 8. 15 times 15 is 225 plus 8. 225 plus 8 is going to be 233. So pretty big numbers. That's okay. We can work with those. Now let's look at D, knowing what's happening with C. So there's no parentheses here, so the order of operations tells us that the exponents are what's going to happen first, since there's no parentheses. So 5 times, what's 3 squared mean? Well, that means 3 times 3, right? Plus 8. So 3 times 3 is 9. 5 times 9 plus 8. Let me fix that 9. There we go. 5 times 9 is 45 plus 8. Sorry, that plus sign looks a little funky. There we go. And 45 plus 8 is, of course, 53. So big difference between D and C, right? Big difference because of that set of parentheses. Now, that's all we have for notes. If you'd like to get the rest of these, I'm going to slide down in the screen. If you're done with these, that's great. Feel free to stop the video and move on to the homework. So here's the rest of them. Feel free to pause the video here to understand what's going on those. Remember, you're not required to copy these down. And there's the last three. I wasn't planning on doing these ones in class anyway, but here's them worked out in case you want to see them.